Gotta use those brain meats. Okay.
Oh my god, I think we're all here.
Jay's not here. Oh, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
No, J1's not here.
Okay. Okay, gotta use those brain. We should be live. Cam, I sent the link into the prod chat.
All right, that.
Period. All right, welcome everybody to the Spellbound Survivor Charm Tribal Council. This is the final 8. Morgan is out and about, but in a game of quarrelsome matters. Because I looked up a synonym for touchy and a synonym for subject. Morgan won immunity very narrowly, getting 11 out of 15 of the superlatives correct. Morgan, let's go over some of the things that you won. You got a couple of the superlatives. Let's see which one you got.
We don't need to know.
You got both mine and Tawny's favorite. You got who would do the best on actual Survivor. And you got just a little one. Who is winning this game unanimously? Just most likely. Just if someone had to win unanimously, who's it gonna be? Who's gonna sweep the whole jury? Who's gonna win 9-0? Morgan's gonna win 9-0, apparently. So Morgan, how does that feel? You got some flattering superlatives, but obviously that's gonna put a little target on your back.
Yeah, the one that I want to give the most attention to is the one on actual Survivor. And if anybody knows me, I literally need to brush my teeth like multiple times a day. So for that reason alone, I don't think I would do that great. As for the other things, I very much appreciate that perception, but it does create a target. So I'm very happy to have this immunity. Touchy subjects I used to suck ass at, and then somebody actually explained how to play do touchy subjects, and I feel like with that mindset helped me get this win, and I very much needed it just so I could relax and breathe since my name the last 2 rounds has been out. So yeah, I'm trying to deflect the question, and I'm just happy to have immunity. Thank you so much, Jacob.
I love how Morgan just said, I'm deflecting the question. I'm just happy I won immunity. She could have just ended it. I'm just glad I won immunity, Jacob. That's it. That's gonna be sweet on that earlier. But it's very interesting. There's some superlatives with some game ramifications here. Like talk about your perception in the game, how trustworthy or untrustworthy, how high or low your win equity is. But then Jason wins a superlative like who's most likely to hoard food and not tell anyone about it. That's probably not going to have any consequences of the game. But no, Kevin, on the flip side of things, you didn't win any superlatives. So is that what's your reaction to that? Is that are you flattered? Oh, they got it and getting these bad ones, but I could have at least gotten one of them at least.
I think when it comes down to touchy subjects, I've seen touchy subjects both impact and not impact casts I've been on in orgs before. So it's kind of it's very hit or miss. It's sometimes, yeah, people put a lot of stock into it, sometimes not. So that's really where I'm at. It's doesn't matter. I guess we'll see as the game progresses.
Sam, you also got a handful of superlatives as well. You were voted as the person who was likely Cam's favorite, the person who is most likely to go on an immunity run, and the person that people think is playing for second place. I talked about how those superlatives can affect Morgan's game and paint a target on their back. Are you questioning some of these accusations here, Sam? What the fuck?
Let me rebuttal with a question for you, Jacob.
Oh, sure.
Why wasn't I your favorite?
Well, I don't know. That's what these guys voted for. They voted Morgan as my favorite, apparently. We'll have to wait until...
But Jacob, if you answer the question now, who would you choose?
What?
If you answer the question now, who would you choose?
Who would I choose? I don't know. Someone who played this game. Someone who's on this season. Yeah, but Morgan has a 1 in 18 chance of being my favorite.
Okay. So. Okay. Thanks.
That may be the best way Sam could have answered that question, to be honest. It was kind of a trap. It was kind of how do you feel? Want to rebut any of these? No, I want to rebut your question earlier. I appreciate that. But Allie, going to you. Of course, touchy subjects is just an opportunity for people to reflect on the game that happened prior. Up until this point, you guys had a decent amount of time to get to know one another and reflect on each other's games. And perception is everything. It's not reality. Perception is reality, because that's at the end of the day is what we're going to be acting on. It's our gut. It's how our viewpoints and how we see things. Period, Sam. That's how you deflect the question. It's like, have you taken this opportunity to reflect on your game specifically and thinking about just like, damn, like how good of games are everybody around me playing?
Oh, definitely. Like, obviously, I will say you look exquisite first because I will start. Like, remember, I'm gonna kiss your ass now since from a certain question. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, it's final 8 now, so we're really like trying to figure out who we can beat, who we can win against, things like that. So it's like definitely getting down to the wire. People are really trying to like figure it all out because obviously it is getting close to the end, but there is still a lot of game to play. So yeah, that's really my thoughts on that.
Ali brings up a very interesting point. Roberto, Ali was actually the only one of everybody to vote Tawny as the hottest prawn member, despite the fact she
To
hasn't
vote the correct
once.
way. Thank you very much.
Look, if you turn on your camera, maybe you would be an actual candidate. I'm the only one that fucking shows their damn face on the spot. So my question to you is, obviously, Ali painted such a huge target on her back by not voting for me. Do you think she could potentially be going home tonight because of that?
If we're going based off of that, obviously it would not look good for Allie, and people would just be like, "Hey, you know what? She'd be an easy target for that." But yeah, I mean, honestly, it depends how you look at it, Jacob. But yeah, like honestly, yeah, like I like the whole touchy subject was definitely fun, like in general. Like I definitely like enjoyed it. Some of the answers were definitely really good ones. So yeah, that's it.
Jay, are you there, my man? Cool, Jonathan. The question next goes to you. So obviously we're getting down to the point where, well, obviously we've already passed the point where there are more people that have been voted off than there are people actually in the game, and we're slowly approaching the point in the game where there's more people in Ponderosa than there are people left in game. Are we talking about jury votes already? Like, damn, like what can Gianna, Eric, and Glenda there? What are they thinking? Are they comparing notes? Is there a fear about that going on?
Yeah, definitely. I would hope that like as people get voted out, they would share their stories with the ones voted out earlier. That would be ideal. Um, because yeah, they aren't gonna actively like be farther in the game. They're gonna miss a lot of the details. So I'm hoping that whoever goes out next catches them up. And yeah, I would hope we should all be trying to get people's jury votes. That's the goal of the game.
And you don't want to be so overt and obvious about placating or at least appealing to the jury, because then of course it's going to paint a massive target on your back. Look at Angelina and the merge vote of David versus Goliath. I mean, it was very apparent and very obvious what she was doing, and that actually worsened her jury prospects, with how blatantly she was playing that angle. So my next question is for Jason, looking at the subtleties in this game, trying to appeal to people, make yourself look a little bit more of an ideal, winner in a juror's eyes. Like, how difficult is it to play the game subtly, but still noticeably enough to where people can acknowledge you're doing well?
I think you should just play the game how you feel like the right way for you is to play the game, because you never know what people are thinking. Everyone has different criteria on the jury, but we're like whoever's on there. So it's like you never really know until you kind of get there, because you never know what people's perception is until it becomes apparent. So, yeah.
And Jay, are you there now? We're 0 for 2, Jay. You're scaring me now, man. It's looking pretty good.
I'm here.
All right, here. But my bad. Oh, shit. All right. So my last question, like I said, the formal questionnaire. We were talking about a couple of people who had a couple superlatives, and to be fair, Roberto also had a handful of superlatives from Quarrelsome Matters. But there could not be any two different ones. You got Brian's favorite and best at lying to your face and not feeling bad about it later. So like that's such a polarizing two superlatives to get. Do you feel like you're in the hot seat tonight? I mean, that's a pretty strong accusation to get. I mean, you out here lying to people, Jay, in a game where everyone's supposed to be lying to each other?
Right? Shocking, right? Right. But honestly, I feel like I think they're lied to the most since merge started, but we won't get into that. I just feel like I don't know. I just got a certain. I mean, I could have put everybody's name down for that superlative, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Just
How you cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
it just happens to be me who got that certain one, but hopefully the Brian superlative will even it out and they'll take it easy on me if they like Brian as well. So
You know, if Quarrelsome Matters is any indicator, Brian's favorite is still up for grabs. I'm sorry. Me and Tawny have to split Morgan 2 ways, and the Cam, Sam, Showmance, Bromance, whomever, is due for some celebration postseason.
I should have been called Victoria.
That's enough.
On that note, that's a perfect segue.
Oh, that is great.
Posing
I
the
love
formal
that.
questionnaire. Now this is the part where I ask you a question. You raise your hand if it applies to you. Don't raise your hand if it doesn't apply to you. Raise your hand if you think you're safe. The name that you have heard today, you think that person is going home, or you at the very much least think you will be fine tonight. Okay.
I, for the first time, will be very much fine.
Wouldn't this technically be the second time?
Oh yeah, flight night.
Hurrah. Second question. Raise your hand if you think you're getting votes, but you'll be fine. You've heard your name's been out there. You're a little bit concerned, and maybe you tonight. Okay, a couple shaky hands there. Raise your hand if you think this is it. This is my last day here at Spellbound Survivor Charmed. I'm joining Eric, Glenda, and Gian on the jury. All right, Roberto wasted no damn time with that. But on that note, it is now time to vote. Please lock in your votes. Change your votes. Vote if you haven't. And this is the opportunity for you to shout out some those lovely spectators and viewers in the viewers lounge while I go get the votes.
Shout out to my new twin Victoria.
Shout out to Gianna, Eric, and Glenda. I'll catch you in jury soon.
Shout out to my prod guest, Miner and Topher, and shout out to Andrew Denson for taking the time to explain to my dumbass what touchy subjects is. Thank you.
Oh, it was Andrew. I'm gonna get him for that. He's not explained me that wisdom.
Shout out to my amazing prod guest, Jen.
Shout out, oh, she's getting a lot of shout outs today. Shout out to Victoria, my broadcast queen.
Shout
How can you not love her?
out
did you ever-
to my Nathan. Oh God, he's so fucking annoying. Shout out to my roommate that I love so much, Nathan.
Yeah, shout out to progress, David, Haley, and then Tyler because he was an alumni for Distortion. Why not?
Shout out to my prod guest, Rachel, since I haven't done it yet.
I still haven't got a podcast.
Hmm?
I still haven't got a podcast.
I'll join you.
I'm at a stoner, Jason. I'm at a stoner.
Shout out to my mom. She's upstairs.
Shout out to Ali's mum upstairs. Shout out to Thursday, which is nearly here.
It is 6:16.
11.
Oh,
It's 3:16.
shout out. The first day of Hanukkah is tomorrow, so shout out to everybody who celebrates Hanukkah.
Oh Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah. Come light the menorah. That's all I know. Only because of Glee. It's really bad, isn't it?
Shout out to me. Today is Wednesday. That was really stupid.
Forgot my Thursday doll. Sorry.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wednesday, it's time to reveal the votes. If anybody has an idol or an advantage that they would like to play, now is the time to do so.
Jacob,
Hey, what's up?
I love you. Anyways.
I love you too, Roberta. This is an I love you. Any votes for Roberta will still count, but it is very much appreciated. With that being said, doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie. It's okay. No, my girlfriend just gave it. Now it's time to read the votes.
Oh, I was your girlfriend.
Oh yeah, no, if only. First vote. Jay. Roberta. It's one vote Jay, one vote Roberta. Jay. That's two votes Jay. Roberta. We're tied. Two votes Jay, two votes Roberta. Jay. That's three votes Jay, two votes Roberta. We're tied again. Three votes Jay, three votes Roberta. Roberta. That's four votes Roberta, three votes Jay, one vote left.
GG. It's all good.
11th person voted off. A Spellbound Survivor Charmed and the fourth member of our jury. Roberta.
Cool.
Roberta has 5, and tonight that is enough. Do you have any final words? By all means, it's your choice to speak them.
It's all good. I mean, like, regardless, y'all are great. I want to see big plays though, but yeah, like, y'all are amazing. Gameplay wise, you know, I expected that, but at some point, the 6 of y'all are going to turn on each other. But it's all good. Love y'all. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
Roberto, it's a pleasure. From the moment I helped you impromptu host that mini that I got second boot in, you know, I was like, Roberto has a special place in my heart. So
I thought I was gonna get second boot when you came in. Hell,
well, I'm very glad that you didn't get second boot. You've made it this far, man. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. Unfortunately, the tribe has spoken, and now you must leave the Zoom. And with that, that's actually the first time I didn't tell someone to get the hell off my island. So I respect y'all kind of sort of for making it this far. So I decided to be a little bit nice to you. But next time, whoever gets voted off is going to have to get the fuck off my island to compensate for the lack of help.